Savants, your home for all your movie and TV news, with Todd Vandenberg, Lee Vowell, and Rob Steele.
And coming up in this week's show, a not-so-little faith, a not-so-little salary, and a not-so-little named director dropping out. But first, I'd like to remind you to like the show on Facebook and subscribe on iTunes or the Google Play Store or YouTube or Spotify, because we're there now. Who knew? Other than me, but hey, I'm just passing it along. Lee didn't know. Lee still doesn't know because he's not here. Again, damn him and his vacations.
Yeah, damn him and his life.
Or something like that.
So be.
But, you know, he's not the only one with a newly renewed romance in his life. Is that how we can put that? We'll put it that way.
Put it that way.
It was kind of announced this week, or verified this week, or confirmed. We're not real sure really how this story is coming about. It has to do with Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yes, the film in 1992, where they wanted such realism that an actual Greek Orthodox priest was brought in for that wedding scene between Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. And they're kind of discovering now, holy crap, that might have been a real ceremony, and they might actually be married to each other. Very, very weird story.
Very weird. And it's funny that the news apparently came from the director of the movie, so it's not like some, you know, like the best boy's assistant, you know, it's like, oh, a guy who was helping us.
Second grip.
No, yeah, it's the director who said, oh, by the way, and then there are other articles that saying they have a long-standing crush for each other. It's like
Winona has come out and said, you know, it might have happened. We're not sure. We don't know if it's legally binding or not.
Which that would be really cute. That would be a lovely story. I like that.
I want to say that didn't they do that on Happy Days once, where Fonzie got married to somebody accidentally?
I think it was the shark, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't the shark.
The best thing about this, though, is maybe Keanu Reeves will show up on Stranger Things. Oh, my God, that would be so cool.
I have news about that show later.
Of course you do.
Later. It's a spoiler teaser something.
Spoiler teaser something.
Speezer. No, that sounds... That's a wrong word altogether.
Yeah,
we'll forget I said it.
Sounds like a disease. Not the
Moving on
either.
to something that's a little bit different. Because we're not going to mention, well, actually, I'm about to mention them by name, but we don't have any news this week on Marvel or DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, trying to stay away from the things that seem to dominate this show, but there is a little superhero news about a character named Faith, who is not a Marvel character, not DC, still getting a film. And the thing about this character is she doesn't fit the stereotypical image
No, she doesn't.
of a superhero. She is I hate to say this, and I know that this may be where they're going with it. I'm seeing Melissa McCarthy cast as the character, and I'm not liking that. I would like someone else because I'm not a Melissa McCarthy fan.
It depends on how they approach it, because I have seen her in a few movies where I liked her work, but not too many, because usually she's so far over the top that it really bothers me. But
and I wouldn't like them to do that with this character. Admittedly, I know very little about the character other than apparently she's a closeted Trekkie who lacks confidence in her abilities. Fine, whatever. She can fly, I know, and has super strength, and that's about all I know about the character. Even though there's a picture of her with her eyes glowing, I don't know if that means she has Cyclops' abilities. I don't know. But I think having a character with her body type,
yeah,
in this kind of a movie, that's a cool idea, because they don't all need to be toothpicks.
Well, the perfect actress would be Rebel Wilson.
There you go.
I was
trying to come up with her name, and I couldn't even come up with anything she was in.
Yeah, of the Pitch Perfect movies. If the name doesn't ring a bell for people, man, she would be. I would would have rather see her 100 times more than Melissa McCarthy. So
absolutely, I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Moving away from these, how did they phrase it in this article? That I found it on Sci-Fi Wire. It's not. Oh, I can't say that on this show because it refers to women's body parts in a derogatory way, and I'm not going to do that. But that's the way they're usually depicted.
This would kind of be the anti-insatiable move, which is a series on Netflix, which has gotten tons of bad press because it's supposedly anti-body shaming, and basically the whole thing promotes body shaming because of the way they approached it. It's about a, quote, fat chick, close quote, who gets her jaw wired shut, and now she's gorgeous, and now she's taking revenge on all the people who fat shamed her and were mean to her before. But
that was a CSI episode.
Yeah, and it's just...
I think it might have been New York, but
I'm not going to watch it because it doesn't look particularly interesting to me. But even the trailers just look... This is not the right way to approach this. This is crap. So, yeah. So,
moving on.
Faith sounds very cool.
Faith sounds cool. Actually, another series that sounds very cool. And I've been rereading these books because I have that kind of time away from all electronics of late. Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, which is excellent, is coming to Apple TV later this year. They've already ordered, the 13 episodes for a full season of, what they're calling a full season. And if you don't know the Foundation series, it is not directly copied by everyone, but if you read it, you're going to find things like, okay, this, and this were in Star Trek, this, and this were in Star Wars, this, and this were in this other sci-fi thing, ripped off by just about everybody, but Asimov didn't mind. The thing about it is, like, the positronic brain, which came from the Asimov's Robot series,
right,
ended up being Lieutenant Commander Data's brain in Star Trek: The Next Generation. He created all this stuff in the 30s and 40s.
Yep.
Oh my God.
The 3 laws of robotics. I mean, yeah, incredibly influential.
Well, actually, the term robotics is linked to him. That's his term. He came up with it.
He was. Somewhere out in the spirit world. He is a very interesting and incredibly bright guy. And one of the fun things about him is, like, he was more than happy to tell people how incredibly bright he was.
That too.
Some of the interviews with him are just, oh my God, hilarious.
But in a good way, not a...
Oh, yeah.
You can do that in a horribly wrong way and just rub everybody the wrong way. He didn't. He was very cool.
Definitely. So that's very exciting. And thank goodness that it's a series instead of, let's make a movie, because
you can't make a movie out of that. It's
I mean, exactly. If there was ever something that needed an in-depth treatment, this Foundation. So
this is actually the second series that Apple has started to put into development. The first being who is this? Lizzie Kaplan and Aaron Paul led series Are You Sleeping? The answer is no. You can obviously hear me talking to you. I'm just saying. Anyway, that series made headlines of late when there's an actress named Moon Blood God, who is a Tia Carrere knockoff. I'm just saying. She dropped out having filmed 4 episodes. I'm like, wait, what? So they're recasting her and refilming those scenes. I'm like, you don't drop out four episodes in.
That's kind of crazy.
That's why I'm calling her the Tia Carrere knockoff. Yeah. Not because Tia Carrere dropped out, but because I have no problem with making fun of her. Not because of the name. I love the name, actually.
The name's pretty sweet.
But, yeah, you don't do that. That's not cool.
I'm going to change my name to Blood God. That's nice.
Wasn't there... Who was it? God Sham God?
Yeah.
Basketball player?
Yep, God Sham God.
God Fake God? What? Just saying. It's kind of like, shampoo. It's different than real poo.
Chamois, wax on, wax off.
There we go. Melissa Rosenberg, just because I like to throw the name out. No, I'm kidding. She was actually part of the showrunner of Jessica Jones. No, this is not Marvel news. She left them. It's different. See?
There you go.
She's moving over to the CW. Yes, they do DC shows. No, she's not doing any of those either. We're not real sure what she's doing, but she is getting an 8-figure salary for running whatever she's going to be put in charge of. They just haven't announced that yet.
There are so many. Was showrunner even a term 10 years ago?
I don't think it was. I thought it was always producer and director and stuff, and all of a sudden showrunner.
Yeah, showrunner. Interesting.
I thought that was Grip, where they say, here, take this videotape to room C. And off they go.
It's incredible the amount of money that's getting thrown around for people to run shows. Like, maybe that's why they call them showrunners. She's hardly the first person with a figure salary that high. It's kind of startling. So good for her, regardless of whatever she's going to do and whatever angsty teens are going to be in this show, because it's on the CW. But very cool.
As opposed to the news I have for... See, I told you Stranger Things was coming. We were just waiting till we get to the TV part of the show.
Woo!
Third season of Stranger Things is coming up, and they're saying it's going to be the darkest season of the series yet. I'm like, you're 3 in. Come on. How can... Anyway, that's not the point. It's so dark, it's going to be based a lot on the 1985 Chevy Chase comedy Fletch.
Yeah.
What? How? Yes, I did make that sound myself, and yes, my jaw hurts. How can you have the darkest of the series and base it on Fletch? Really?
Maybe it's based on Chevy Chase's real personality, not Fletch. That would be kind of dark.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't really...
I don't understand.
Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? It really hurts your brain. It's like...
Yes, it hurts my jaw. My brain is catching up.
Because dark is... I almost said darker things. Stranger Things is such a light, airy... I mean, it's pretty dark as it is. Oh, no, now things are really going to get grim. And, oh, by the way, this is kind of based on Fletch.
Huh?
Not sure how that works. I'm definitely interested to see how it's going to work, but...
Coming this fall to a TV near you, along with a bajillion other things, there's a list that I am very likely to put on the cinemasavant.com website.
Will it fit?
The link? Absolutely. The link will fit just fine. I'm not putting the list. The list would overload just about anything.
Yeah, you're gonna have to buy
it's a list of when all the TV shows are coming this fall, including...
Sometime
and this is not
between
just
September and November.
No. Oh, silly man. This goes... Oh, let's see. Here's some that are not coming out until December 30th.
That's not fall. That's winter.
That's spring almost. I'm in Georgia. It's spring. The list is substantial, and it doesn't just cover your networks. It's including some cable channels like Nat Geo and FXX, and what I haven't even heard of Acorn. But whatever.
But I cannot recall for the life of me what it is. Other than, eventually it will be a Mighty Oak like Netflix. But
yeah. 800 Words Season 3B starts September 5th on Acorn. Whatever the hell that... I don't know that one. But it also includes Hulu and Netflix and Showtime and
Oh,
Hobo.
my God. If it includes those, yeah.
This is a substantial list, so go to the website, check it out. Wow.
Acorn is a BritBox competitor, so there you go.
Oh, of course. Season 3B.
They have Doc Martin, A Place to Call Home, The Midsummer Murders, which is an awesome show. Anyway.
Yes, it is.
So that's the deal.
What have we got next?
Stuff.
Robert Downey Jr. Is that where I'm going next? Yes. Robert Downey Jr. I'm checking my notes on 3 different screens for some reason. I don't know why. Robert Downey Jr. says he's going to be focusing more on reprising his role as the third best Sherlock Holmes remake in the recent bat. Is that just me? Because I'm actually putting the Johnny Lee Miller one ever so slightly above Benedict Cumberbatch, only because Benedict Cumberbatch only has 3 episodes a season. And I actually really love both of those series, and the Robert Downey one, I'm kind of like, oh, another one.
Oh, so that was my question. Did Robert Downey Jr. say the third best, or is that your...
That's me.
Okay, because I can I can see him saying that as a joke, but
he probably could.
I completely agree with you, because they're fun, but they're not Sherlock Holmes. And I'm
not sure what they are, but yeah.
But the casting is... I understand why they did the casting, but the casting is absolutely wrong. Jude Law should have been Sherlock Holmes. Robert Downey Jr. should have been Watson, but one of them has a lot of star power, and the other one, for whatever reason, doesn't
as much. Doesn't in the States. I think he does across the pond.
Yeah, and then of course, one country buys zillions of movie tickets, and the other one buys millions, which is why Robert Downey Jr. got the role of Sherlock Holmes. And like I said, they're fun movies, and Lee, who is off having a life and enjoying vacation, likes them more than I do, which is certainly okay. Lots of people like them more than we do because they're very popular, but they're not Sherlock Holmes movies, and the casting just pisses me off. It's like...
Actually, another reason to go to the website, I still have that video up where he's being interviewed by Ed Byrne and Graham Norton about why wasn't a British guy cast as Sherlock Holmes if you're doing it as a period piece in the UK. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. And Graham Norton, great show.
Absolutely. Let's see, moving on. Something Downey Jr. is not going to be doing, and nor is Idris Elba, which annoys me, is the next Bond movie. And apparently someone else who's not doing it is Danny Boyle.
Which also annoys me greatly.
Well, apparently he left, and we knew about this already, but he left because the creative differences, I kept saying creative differences, it's because he wanted... what is the guy's name? Tomasz Kot, who's a Polish actor, as the main villain. And Daniel Craig said no. And Daniel Craig apparently plays a key role in the casting. So they said, no, we're not going to cast him. And Danny Boyle said, fine, bye, and left. So...
And that's so weird because is there some personal beef there? I mean,
I do not know. I am passing along the amount of information I've been given.
I mean, that's just a very weird.
I mean,
not weird for Boyle to leave over the casting.
Right.
Weird for an actor to say, no, I don't want to do it, especially an actor who's repeatedly expressed that, I'm kind of tired of this role. And I he's awesome. To me, he's the best Bond since Connery. But, dude, who's running the show?
Apparently Bond.
Yeah, apparently.
Speaking of Sean Connery, by the way, turned 88 this past Saturday.
Woo!
And that is the last we're probably ever going to hear of him because he's become a hermit. Or a Kermit. He might be green and living in a swamp. I don't know. He's just disappeared. Let's see.
As is his right.
Yeah, he's earned it. Go ahead. Predator. Another movie that's coming out. Again, still. Mm-hmm. Has it ever really gone away since, 1987?
No, never has.
The new one has scored an R rating.
Makes me happy.
Director, I loved this, and I'm going to have to rephrase it a little bit. Director Shane Black says that's good because a PG-13 rating is for those things that Trump likes to grab them by.
Yeah. When they first started rolling out trailers and stuff, I thought, okay, it looks like it might be interesting. I mean, the trailers do look fun. And then I saw Shane Black, director, is like that, which increased my interest in this, I don't know, 100-fold. Shane Black has done...
He was in the first one.
some awesome movies. He's in the first one?
He's in the first one.
No, that's hilarious. Good for him.
I'm trying to remember. I think he was the guy with the glasses who got killed off very quickly.
That would make sense because he's a goofy guy. Shane Black.
I'm looking that up while you talk.
Iron Man 3 director. It's like, that movie's okay, right? Oh, sorry, that's a Marvel thing. But it's not so much that. It's another Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, it wasn't. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a criminally underrated movie. Hilarious murder mystery cop thriller procedural thing. Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite movies. That thing is absolutely great. And is it The Nice Guys, I believe is the name of it? Yes, The Nice Guys movie, which, again, didn't get nearly the box office that it deserved. Terrific, absolutely terrific movie. So when Shane Black is making this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I looked at. I was right. The guy with the glasses.
The guy with the glasses. That makes sense. And yes, now that I see a photo of what Shane Black looks like now, totally see it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very different from. Obviously, he's older because he's not some weird.
What? You mean 30 years later, he looks like he's aged? No, can't be.
Well, he is in Hollywood, so could be possible.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, I'm really excited for The Predator. I mean, it just looks like it's going to be a really fun, over the top, in the right way movie. And this is Shane Black's wheelhouse, an action picture that's funny at the same time. So very cool.
Good for them. Somebody who does look like he has aged, though. Basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Sham God. Anyway.
He scored a recurring role on the final season of a show I've never heard of called iZombie.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty fun movie. Show. TV show.
I'm not familiar with it. Apparently it's on the CW and in charge of whoever the showrunner for Jessica Jones. Yeah. Anyway, he's playing Zed, who's a zombie and one of two Seattle City Council members who didn't flee the city before the wall went up, and now he's a zombie. It's an 8-foot zombie. Who can we get for that? Look, it's Kareem.
There you go.
Sure, why not? Okay. But they said that that's going to be the final season of iZombie. 5th season and done.
Oh, well, then I guess I'll have to start watching it again. I've seen almost the entire first season. It's a fun flick.
Well, there's another show that announced it's going to be ending this week, and that would be The Big Bang Theory. After 12 seasons. It was a fun show whenever I remembered that it was on and the opportunity presented itself. But everybody's coming back, even though there is a lot of money being thrown around.
Oh, absolutely.
Just ridiculous. Who's it? Jim Parsons.
Right.
It took me a minute to come up with his name. He's making over $50 million. I think they reported. Yeah, I'm sorry. If he said he would sign for 2 seasons, he was going to get paid over $50 million, and he turned that down, saying, "Look, we need to be done because we're running out of storylines." So if you want to know why it's going, it's his fault. Blame him. Send him hate mail. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'll just throw in that in my mind they ran out of storylines about 3 episodes in.
Well,
I just really don't like that show at all. And obviously, I am in the vast minority because it's one of the most popular TV shows ever, not just like on Now. I mean, yeah, if you look at the ratings, it doesn't compare to shows like MASH or whatever, but there are like 80,000 choices. That's the only reason the ratings aren't through the roof. I mean, for Now.
Well, yeah, MASH had competition between 2 other shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's a vastly different landscape, but I just don't find the show to be smart. It's funny, but not really in a particularly great way. So it's like, I suppose if I just kind of turned off the filter of thinking that, oh man, this movie is for smart people, which is how it's kind of presented, and a lot of people talk about it that way. It's like, no, not really. which doesn't mean you have to be dumb to like it. Please, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that their concept of what is smart is really stupid. So I just don't find the show to be particularly funny. And again,
for me, it has its moments,
but
they're spaced out a bit.
It's all about individuality and just, how you present things. That's very subjective. You can't objectively say, oh, that show's not funny. We're not talking about Adam Sandler, for God's sakes. I mean, no. Objectively, he's terrible and has been for 20 years. But so it's like, okay, good for them. I'm all for someone being able to turn down $50 million because he thinks, okay, we've done as much as we can do. So good for him. Good for everybody that's going to be incredibly rich for the rest of their lives for the residuals for this. They're doing something that they really enjoy doing, I would hope. So that's awesome when people are able to make tons of money doing something they enjoy.
Yes. Good
for them.
And let's see, unless you've got something else to throw in, I've got something to end the show with.
Woo!
Because it's weird. It's weird news.
We like weird news.
It's not a show that we don't pay much attention to things like DuckTales because,
one of my son's favorite shows ever, and he's 30, and it's still one of his favorite shows. So, yeah.
Well, he's going to like this then, because to me there was always a little mystery about the show. Mainly, where the hell did Huey, Dewey, and Louie come from? I mean, are they Scrooge McDuck's nephews? Are they Donald's? Does Donald have relatives? Is it Daisy's?
They're Donald's nephews, according to
canon. They're Donald's.
But
we found out about this because this is coming up. Since they rebooted the series, they're bringing back the long lost mother of Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Long
lost, and I didn't even realize this.
Like
this is 40s. Older than. No, going back even farther than that to the 30s.
Were they around the 30s? Wow, amazing.
The 30s, when Donald's twin sister Della existed. Now, where has Della been for the past 90 years? I love this. She was stranded on the moon with no way to return or contact her family.
Well, that fits DuckTales for sure.
Apparently it does.
Doesn't really fit the 1930s version, but it fits DuckTales perfectly.
Hey, Huey, Dewey, and Louie are in their 90s. Ducks have a much longer lifeline than I had expected. Anyway, Della Duck is coming back and being voiced by Paget Brewster of Criminal Minds.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool. I like Paget Brewster.
I do too.
She's really, to me, she's one of these people who deserves more success. I think she's great in Criminal Minds.
I do, but the whole kill her off secretly and don't let anyone know, and then bring her back in the next episode, and then have her leave again, and then come back 3 episodes later, and then leave again, and knock that crap off. I like the character when she was there.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Might just be me.
And you're saying correctly. No. Yeah. That silliness is. But unless she specifically asked for that, not on her.
I think she did, but not the point. We're not reviewing Criminal Minds because it's not the review show. That's coming up this Friday, and I urge you to tune in because we've got some 3-letter movies to look at. Yeah, not 4-letter movies. That would be porn. And we're not going there. Tune in Friday, and we'll see you there.
Captain, we're losing power in the warp engines.
I think we should be leaving now.
I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.
And on that unusually harmonious bombshell, it is time to end.
I am very disappointed!
Man, we have a weird job.
It's shameful, but, it's a living.
And like that, he's gone.
Darn, that's the end. That's the end. That's the end. That's the end.